Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and this is going to be a Pocket EDC update. As always, I've been working with pretty much the same basic system for several years now. I just make little changes here and there depending on what's new available that provides even more tools or better performance, and some things I want to try out. As always, if you're interested in these topics, 3 survival skills is where I share with you some of the practical knowledge of survival and preparedness. There is a dedicated EDC chapter. Actually, there's a couple chapters where I talk quite a bit about that, from clothing to EDC selection, why, the logic behind all of this. Anyway, the practical aspects, 3 survival skills. For the economic aspects, surviving the economic collapse, over 1,000 reviews in Amazon, getting closer to 100 and to 1,100 reviews in Amazon. So if you like the book and you want to help out the channel, just take a second and leave another review over there. It really is appreciated. So what is it that I have here? As always, a multi-tool, flashlights, and a couple other things. Now, as always, like most normal people, I will have my cell phone and I have my wallet. Cell phone, just pick whatever it is that you like. Don't spend stupid amounts of money on a cell phone. They're all kind of like the same thing. Only thing is, yes, get a good case in case you drop it. I use a Spigen case, but basically any of those things works. In terms of wallet, you want to get a wallet with a good amount of cash in it. I was talking the other day with someone that works in preparedness for a government, and they were telling me that they didn't have money on them when they need it. I think it's like the second time someone tells me in recent times they had to make a payment right there, and I always use my card. Dude, really? Cash is one of the most valuable tools you could possibly have. So cash and a few coins always there. One more thing that I'm just thinking of right now: get yourself one of these signal blocking cards, so as to block it in case of card theft. They steal the information. They just get very close to you. So one of these little RDF blocking card things is very much worth having in your wallet. Now, in terms of sunglasses, I've been wearing these Polaroid. They work okay. They're affordable. That's always nice. And Glock, cap. That's basically it. I've used the Wiley X ones for a long time. The last ones I've had, pretty much let me down because they started peeling off on the polarized side or whatever anti-reflect things it has there. These ones are affordable, they're very tough, and they just have a great lens. You see very well with these. Being polarized, they do help quite a bit with some of those glare and reflection thing. I'm liking Polaroid quite a bit. My wife uses it as well, also Polaroid brand, and we're happy with that. In terms of knife, recently I bought the zero tolerance, 05 model over there. Okay, let me check that out so as to get it right. 0452 is it? Anyway, CF, carbon fiber model, titanium on the other side, Stankiewicz design. Fantastic knife. I love this thing. It is super lightweight. It's built in US. It's just fantastic craftsmanship all around. Now, I recently bought this one, and this is my current EDC knife. This one was supposed to be my EDC knife. The thing is, I came along across this other one, which I'm liking a lot as well. CRKT model M1614ZLX Law Enforcement K, whatever that is. Anyway, there you have the model in case you want to check it out. I'll leave the links below for whatever stuff I do find, which is not always the case. If not, I'll leave links for whatever is very similar to that. So why is it that this was such a short-lived EDC knife for me? Well, this one, it's not that this one this is a better knife. This is a better knife than the CRKT. Better steel, better design, better manufacturing, and it's just a lovely, nice folding knife. The best way of explaining this would be, for me, this is a better tool, this is a better knife. Now, here, what I like quite a bit about this knife is that you have a seatbelt cutter and a glass breaker, very heavy duty, very tough, a lot of weight to it. Now this is super lightweight. Sometimes you do want to have weight, and it really doesn't bother me all that much to have a slightly heavier, folding knife, and the weight will help in a very practical way if it ever comes down to smashing a window. Besides that, I have a nice, pretty large blade as well. Of course, this is a better cutting tool. This is a better piercing tool as well. This is going to be stabbing a little bit better probably. Now this will probably stab more than well enough. It's a wide enough blade. It's long enough. It has serration. So I feel this is a more utilitarian, survival prepper tool for emergencies. This is a fancier, better all-around knife, right? A classy piece. Besides the practical aspect, truth be told, I've lost recently a ZT, and that hurts like hell. These things are expensive. These things eventually end up running out of production, and they're not available anymore. And if you find them, they're even more expensive than what you paid for. So I lost my plus $350 knife, and that hurt quite a bit. So I'll be honest, the idea of losing one over the other, I'd rather lose this one than this one. So yeah, I chickened out a little bit, but I can also justify in terms of, yes, this is a better tool, this is a better knife. And if I'm gonna be objective in my preparedness, yeah, this is probably a better survival tool in general, right? So this is what I'm going for. In terms of my multi-tool, still with this kind of new Leatherman Charge Plus. I retired my Leatherman TTI because it's fancy, because it's probably ending up in that collector value area right now. This is just getting something new that it's, it hasn't been with me for over a decade, so it starts having kind of that sentimental value. So I retired it and went with this, which is pretty much the same thing, just less fancy. Aluminum scales, but a nice blade. I'm still, wearing it in a little bit so as to have it more, opening and closing a little bit smoother, like my older one. My older Charge was it was like a ballast, and you can just single-handedly slap it open like that. So I want to get to that point, but basically the same thing. This is the best multi-tool that money buys right now. There's no supplement, there's no replacement that it's more affordable and still doing kind of like the same thing. This, you can get a little bit of a cheaper knife. The difference between a $500 knife or a $300 knife or a $50 knife, not all that different. When it comes to multi-tools, it's either you have the quality that Leatherman offers, and I guess Victorinox is kind of on the same level. According to some, it's even more, but the final design, I find it to be more practical, the one from Leatherman's, and this is the best multi-tool that they make. Charge or Wave series, either one of those, best that you can have. And I understand the importance of having a good multi-tool. After so many years of experience, this is the only thing I'd rather not be without. If I have to choose two things, I'll go with this. If I can only have one survival tool, I'll just have a multi-tool. I know what I can do with this. I know how likely it is to get me out of, complicated situations, because it's done that so many times already. So that's what I keep with me all the time. In terms of flashlights, there's two here because I've been EDCing two flashlights, knowingly at a point, but before that I thought I was carrying just this one. This one though is so thin and lightweight. It's not really all that lightweight, but I just forgot I had it in my 511 tack light shorts, so I had both of these. Of course, just one will do. This is an Olight, right there, Olight AAA, nice little clicky system. I like that quite a bit. That's better for the more tactical aspect of it, especially if you're carrying. The clicky light works better for that. This is a lot brighter, but this one has a typical switch mechanism on the side, which I align with a clip so as to find easier. This one is rechargeable, USB Type-C. This one uses a AAA battery. These are both bright. This one is a lot brighter, and it has a very cool gunmetal finish to it. Again, I'll leave the links there below in case you want to check these out. In terms of car keys, the same as always. I have a Manager Victorinox. I have a Nightcore Tiki. This is very bright as well, rechargeable also, nice addition. I wish they would make this with a USB Type-C again, because they're still using micro USB. But these are very bright. If you don't have a flashlight and you're looking to put together your EDC, get yourself one of these. I always say, start with your keys. Don't get all crazy with stuff that maybe you don't have the, the dedication, or you don't have the, you're still not in that mental place where you feel naked if you don't have your multi-tool and your tactical folder. Start with something simple. Start with your keys. Get yourself a manager. Get yourself one of these Tiki. These two are like, I don't know, what is it, 50 bucks, 60 bucks, give or take, between the two, and you will use this all the time. Trust me, it doesn't take up any space at all in your keychain. This is pretty lightweight. People have so much bullshit hanging around their keys, little fobs and crap that has no use. These two you will use all the time, and this is a great EDC. I work with this system by which I have in any of my keys, my house key or my car key, I have a flashlight, I have a decent little knife with some additional tools. In the case of my house keys, I have the Mini Champ, which is the most complete little Victorinox model that they have, a little Pico pry bar, and titanium AAA flashlight from Nightcore. This is titanium, very lightweight, nice, looks good, and uses a AAA. So the idea of using same battery, that's a good, something good you have going on. This one being rechargeable though, that's also can be quite an advantage. So little prying bar and the little peanut lighter. Lately I find that I'd like to have something better. It's not as all that heavy, even though titanium is heavier than sometimes people realize, but I'd like to have something, maybe a little fire seal of some sort, even though I do like the idea of having a flame. Anyway, what would be great? An electric lighter in this format, something very small. Now, something that I'm not carrying right now, but I'll start right now, is this one, the one they were showing in the previous video. I like this lighter quite a bit, so I'll throw this in my little tray where I have my EDC stuff and try to remember in the drawer. So this is the arc lighter that I showed in the previous video. There's no fuel, no nasty stuff going on here, and it lasts for a very long time. I have to try it out, but the other ones that I have, it lasts for years, and you still have a way of starting a fire. Now, if you're a smoker, I think it goes for like 20 for 2 packs of cigarettes. Since I don't smoke, I just don't care. I just want something to start a fire in case of an emergency. I don't need to start 50 different fires. If I'm going in a place even remotely like that, where that could be a possibility for me, yeah, I'll have other ways of dealing with that situation. Folks, that's gonna be all for now. Again, if you like the content of the channel, do subscribe. Do leave a thumb up, share it with our people, and if you're interested in learning more, you have my books available in those links there below. Take care. See you on the next one.